Welcome everybody as we are getting ready for some Warrior baseball. Wahoo Bishop Neumann combined baseball team taking on Mount Michael Knights. Starting off with varsity. Beginning things off here in just a few minutes as we get ready. Let's take a look at the two teams that we're facing off. What an absolute beautiful day, actually, as we are kicking things off with temps in the mid-80s. And normally when we have the first home game, we are freezing, not perspiring. But we're going to take the great weather as we can. Then the next game, Warriors is going to be back home tomorrow, and they're flipping things around because it's going to be in the 90s. So they're moving things a little bit early to make sure everybody can be able to enjoy the game. So let's go ahead and start things off. Let's take a look at Mount Michael Benedictine baseball. As they are 1-0, they faced off again yesterday as they faced off against Nebraska City, won 14-7. So that was a big game for them to be able to travel to Nebraska City, play the Pioneers, and then now they're coming back here to the co-op Wahoo Bishop Neumann High School baseball team at Sam Crawford. Then after they are done, they're going to go home and play against Bennington. That's 11 a.m. game and getting ready for a big game right there. Let's go ahead and also let's take a look at Wahoo Bishop Neumann baseball. They're also 1-0, and they were on the road at Wayne. And so, again, that was yesterday. And won in extra innings, 4-2. Tough team right there as they go on. Now, tomorrow they're going to be playing against Lincoln North High School. But right now it's Mount Michael as we will be getting ready for the first game of Sam Crawford's season. So let's go ahead for the Knights, starting things off with the top 9, Will Sanderson, the freshman. Actually, I'm sorry. So, batting first will be, for Mount Michael, will be Nora Troster, the junior. Followed up by Ben Alessandro, also a junior. Then following that will be Carson Smith, Jr. Then we also have Nolan Joslin, as well as Anthony Gates out there being able to play. So let's see, as we go down, we actually have also, we have Miles Wibble as we get ready. So now let's turn things over for the Warriors. Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warriors, Class B baseball coming out before us. First base is number 12, Caden Christian, senior from the Wahoo Public. The shortstop is Wiley Ullery, a sophomore from Bishop Neumann. Now we have cutting out Jace Kaminsky, senior for Wahoo Public. And then following him is Braden Packus, a freshman from Wahoo. Behind the plate is Will Sanderson, a bit from Bishop Neumann. I'm sorry. Then we have Griffin Hancock heading out to the outfield, as well as Josh Fox. Batting eighth will be Brody Wimmer, sophomore from Bishop Neumann. Designated hitter is number 22. That's DJ Ohm, the senior from Wahoo. And then Cash Parson, a senior. So, about ready to get things going. We'll see how things start after we have the national anthem. Michael Klein in the announcer booth with the organ right there with the national anthem, and we are getting ready to play ball. So pitching for the Warriors, Cash Parson, a senior from Wahoo Public, and he will be sending the ball down the plate. So over at first will be Caden Christian. Behind home plate is Quinn Shutt from Bishop Neumann. So we'll take a look at all of this as it lays out before us, getting ready for a beautiful day of baseball. So after this game, the JV will be playing. Tomorrow they're going to switch it around. JV is going to play early, about 10 a.m., and then right around noon get the varsity going, trying to beat the heat, as you're not expecting to do that this time of year. Again, want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, as they support all of the activities and events right here, bringing them to you on BSDN Live, as well as Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Good crowd out here as we're filling in today on a beautiful day. A little bit of a breeze, but not too much coming out of the northwest. And the warm-up pitch is ready to go. Stepping up to bat, leading for the Mount Michael Knights. First to bat is Noah Troster. So getting ready for the very first pitch to come in. So Cash waiting for the call for the very first pitch. A wind up and the pitch is about to start, and we have baseball going in the dirt on the inside. So that is ball number one. 86 degrees, 4:31 is the official start time. The first pitch was thrown. We'll see how this goes. Low and inside was that first pitch. Haven't had a chance to water the field yet. Second pitch, high and outside. 2-0 is the count. That's the leadoff batter, Noah Troster, junior for Mount Michael Knights. Second game of the season, first game at home, right on the outside edge of the plate. Strike one. That was a nice pitch. Wind up that pitch high and outside. 3-1 is the count for Troster as we see Cash looking to dig himself out of the first pitch batter right here. Getting the call, let's see if he likes it. The wind up, the pitch is on the way, and that's on the inside edge of the plate. The count goes full. So now we have the first full count, which is the first batter of the first home game right here. Wind up the pitch and payoff pitch swung on. That's popped back. That's fouled back, so count stays full. It's a great way to start. You know, we have a battle. Who's going to flinch first? Wind's picking up a little bit. Next pitch, swing and strike three. Cash was able to dig himself out of that one and get the strikeout. So now that brings Ben Alessandro, Jr. for Mount Michael Knights to step into the batter box. One out. Nobody on base. Second batter is up. First one, swing, and that one goes out to second base. Popped up. The throw over to first is in time. That is out number 2. So far, 2 up, 2 down. Had to battle through the first one, but now we have Jamison Berry stepping up to bat for Mount Michael Jr. A lot of juniors, very junior heavy for the Knights. In fact, there's out of this, the varsity, there's 5 seniors. First hit is down first base line, and that one goes foul, so that is strike 1. And 10 juniors, so building a year that we'll be interested to see what next year looks like for the Knights, as they have a heavy junior outing this year. Second pitch, low and inside, so 1-1. Cash Parson is waiting for the call. Wind up, the pitch is in, and that's a little high. 2-1, 2 outs, nobody on base. We're at the top of the first. Thank you for joining us right here. Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online, bsdnlive.com. Swing, and that one goes out, and he gets picked up by a shortstop. Throw over to first is not in time. Gets underneath the glove, but does not go far. So that does put a runner on first. So Mount Michael with a runner on first. 2 outs. Catcher number 12, Miles Weevil, stepping up to bat for the Knights. So 2-out runner on first. Beautiful day to be in the shade. Nice breeze. This would be the perfect summer day, but we're experiencing that now. First pitch inside for ball 1. Trying to brush the batter back a little bit. Swing and a miss on that second pitch. 1-1. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that gets popped out. And that is going out to left field, and easy grab just before the warning track for out number 3. So, stranding a runner on first. The Knights not able to score. We go to the bottom of the first. 0-0. It is the Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warriors hosting Mount Michael Knights right here on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Welcome to a beautiful day of baseball. It is the first home game for the Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warriors as they take on Mount Michael. A little bit longer on the break as we have a catcher needing to be able to get all dressed up here. Today's game is brought to us by Union Bank and Trust. We want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. I want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Everett Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Stepping up to bat for the Warriors. Leadoff batter is Caden Christian, senior from Wahoo Public. Waiting for the first pitch. Wind up and the pitch is on the way, and that is low, a little outside for ball one. Pitching for Mount Michael is Jamison Berry Jr. Again, junior heavy team over there on Mount Michael's side. Wind up the next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Counts 1-1. Really good crowd out here today for the home opener. I want to say thank you to everybody that is a part of this, and of course everybody that is at home watching from wherever. Well, here comes the 1-1. Wind up. Pitch is on the way, and that's inside. So that is 2-1. Nearly a hit by pitch situation right there. Wind up the next pitch, and that one hits the dirt well in front of the base. So 3-1 is the count to the leadoff batter. Now, that's actually did happen on the opposite side of the inning. So the leadoff, but Cash was able to pull himself out of that. The second one, that was called a strike in there. So we go into a full count, waiting for a payoff pitch. Who's going to flinch first on this one? The windup, the pitch is on its way, and that is low and inside. So free base to lead things off. So we have Caden Christian over at first, and now we have the shortstop, Willery Ullery, sophomore from Bishop Neumann, stepping into the batter box. Nobody out, runner on first. Both teams are 1-1. And we're waiting for the windup. The pitch showing bunt. He does bunt. It's a good bunt. And that does advance. And a wild throw over to first. So that sends both runners forward. And actually, we're going to see him come in. So infield for the double, bringing Caden Christian in. So the Warriors lead off with a run off of an error. And that brings, with nobody out, runner on second, Jace Kaminsky stepping up to bat. Wind up that pitch, and that is high and outside for ball one. 1-0 with nobody out. Runner on first, and one run has come in off of an error. So Warriors taking off early. Wind up the next pitch, and that one drops in. Slider just drops right there. 1-1. On deck for the Warriors is Alex Berry. the senior from Bishop Newman. Wind up pitch, and that one's high and outside. 2-1 is the count. Checking runner at second. Good lead at second base. That one drops outside, so 3-1. So that puts Jace Kaminsky in the driver's seat right here with a 3-1. So he can lay off on this one without much issue. Wind up, that pitch comes in, and he called strike on that one. So it goes back to a full count. Payoff pitch coming up, but nobody out. So back to see what happens, as earlier the payoff pitch went to the Warriors side. And nice placement. Kaminsky puts that out into right field. Brings the run in. And so that puts the Warriors with a 2-0 lead. Nobody out, runner on first. So Kaminsky at first. So Alex Berry, the senior for Bishop Newman, stepping in to bat. Umpire doing a little cleanup after the slide into home. Again, want to say thank you to all the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Part of every broadcast we do. Thank you for the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. So the first pitch on the way, and that one drops in. He's going to be going into that one quite a bit. So that is called strike one. First time leading off with a strike to a pitch, and that is going to Mr. Berry there. Wind up that next pitch, showing bunt. He pulls back, and that one's called strike two. So Jameson Berry pitching against Alex Berry. Wind up, the pitch is now on the way, and square in the back of the helmet. So a hit by pitch. Tried to get away from it, but couldn't. It just ticked the back of that helmet. You can hear that from a mile away. So Berry gets the free base. Not necessarily the way you want to do it, but it does get you there. Quinn Shutt stepping up from Bishop Newman, the junior, with, again, nobody out. Runners now on first and second. Warriors leading 2-0 over the Knights. Wind up the pitch, and then he pulls back on that. That's called ball. 1-0. Runners on both first and second with a pretty good lead. Berry pulling back, showing bunt. And he does. He maintains that bunt. The throw over to first, again, is high and not able to get back on base. So that loads up the bases for the Warriors. And we have time. And a courtesy runner stepping out for Quinn Shutt, and that is Jacob Boak. So Jake Boak stepping out to a courtesy run for Quinn Shutt. With bases loaded and nobody out, we see Griffin Hancock. So sophomore from Wahoo Public stepping up to bat. And that one gets fouled straight back for strike number one. At this point, nobody wants to be the first one out. We're 6 in the lineup. Wind up that pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's strike number 2. 0-2, nobody out. Runners on every base. And that one drops in there for strike 3. So that is the first out for the Warriors. And that brings up number 7, Josh Fox. Senior from Wahoo Public, stepping into the batter's box. 1 out, bases loaded, 2 runs come in so far. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Warriors making this the long inning so far. Low and inside for ball 1.
Go, Josh.
Getting the count. And the throw is in, and that one is low as well. 2-0. Jamison Berry throwing a lot of pitches so far this inning. Wind up that next pitch on the way, and that one right across the knees for strike 1. Two, 1 out. Bases loaded. Next pitch, and that one's a little high. 3-1. So that puts Josh Fox in a little bit more control as he has a pitch to spare. Wind up, and he can back off that one, but that comes inside right there. Called as a strike. So count is full. So Fox facing off a full count here. Wind up, and that pitch on the way. Swing, and that gets fouled into the parking lot. Quick reminder of where not to park around the ball field. Do not park next to the fence. Unless you already have hail damage, then I guess you can park there if you want. Count's full. Second payoff pitch on the way, and that one's just high. And that brings in a run. So do bases stay loaded. And we see Jace Kaminsky brought in off of a walk. So we have 8th in the center fielder, 8th in the batting lineup, Brody Weimer. Sophomore from Bishop Newman. 3-0. We're at the bottom of the first. Bases loaded, 2 and 1 out. Wind up pitch, and that one is a little high for ball 1. So left-handed batter at bat right now. Looking things at left field is where I would guess. Wind up that pitch. Swing, and it does go left. Getting underneath it right there by third base. So the third baseman able to reel it in for Mount Michael. So that is the second out. So designated hitter stepping up, DJ Ohm. Rounding out the lineup before we come back around to Caden Christian on deck. Wind up, and that pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 outs, bases are loaded. Wind up next pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. Wait for it, and then the swing, and that one gets sent out, and the throw to second for the force out is there. So, wrapping up, stranding runners on all bases. The Warriors lead going into the top of the second inning, 3-0. As we come back with more baseball, it's home opener for Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warriors taking on the Mount Michael Knights right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Welcome back to Sam Crawford Field as we have the top of the second inning. Knights at the plate and leading off for the Knights. We have number 5 on the batting lineup, Will Schreiber. Warriors leading 3-0. That's second pitch comes in, strike 1-1. Nice pitch right there, across the plate. Strike two. 1-2. Now we have a 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Nobody on base. Leadoff batter for the Knights. Swing, and that gets popped straight up. Getting underneath it. Making easy work of that was Cash Parson to get underneath it for the first out. So center fielder, number 6 on the batting lineup. Number 3, Nolan Joslin. Wind up, and that pitch low and inside for ball 1. It's a good crowd. Not everybody is trying to huddle into the shade yet. Second swing on that one. That gets popped up. And second baseman getting underneath it and able to drop it in, reel it in, and pull it in for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down. Now we have number 8. Camden Sharon stepping into the batter box for Mount Michael Knights. Nobody on base. Wind up the pitch, and that one is right across the knees. I was expecting that to be a little lower, but it stayed in there for strike 1. Wind up next pitch. That one's a little low outside for ball 1. 1-1. And wind up next pitch, swing, and that gets popped out into right center field. So picked up and thrown in. So that means we now have a runner on first for Mount Michael. That brings up Anthony Gates for Mount Michael. 2 out, runner on first. Pitch is on its way, and that one drops into the dirt. So that's ball 1. So Quinn Schutt, good history last year of stopping everything, making sure it doesn't get out of hand. Second one, and that is called ball 2.
Nice pitch, Chad. Come on, 1-4.
We're at the top of the second. Warriors lead 3-0. Next pitch gets in there for a strike. 2-1 is the count. So Anthony Gates waiting for the next pitch. Runner on first. That one's high and outside. That puts Gates into the leading position, not having to take this next pitch. Being a little bit more picky as he has a pitch to spare. Wind up that pitch, and that one crossed the knees for strike 2. Count goes full. Gates looked back, said, "Are you kidding me?" But no, umpire said that was a strike. So throw goes over to first, not in time, but it does sweep the runner back. Runner looking to come out and swing, and that one gets fouled down the first base side over the dugout into the parking lot. Again, quick reminder, anybody coming out to Sam Crawford Field, this looks like really nice, convenient parking that nobody parks there. Generally, there is a reason for that. Down the first base line, and that one is ball number 3, or ball number 4. So free base. So now with 2 outs, runners on first and second, and that brings up Colin Joslin, freshman for the Knights, stepping into the batting box. So he plays shortstop. Wind up that pitch, swung and fouled back for strike 1. Wind up that pitch is inside. With that, runner takes advantage, and that moves Camden Cerrone forward to third. So now we have runners on the corners, and 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. The Knights threatening to score. Wind up pitch, and that's fouled down the first base side for strike number 2. So 1-2, the count, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Top of the second inning, throw goes over to first. Really not threatening the runner there, just wanting to sweep him back. Throws on the way in, and that one is called as a ball. So 2-2. Wind up pitch, and that is inside First base runner does take advantage of that and is able to move ahead. So now 2 runners threatening, and the count is full. 3-2. Wind up that pitch outside, and that loads up the bases. So now we're back to the top of the order from Mount Michael, and that brings in Noah Troster back up to bat. Struck out first time at bat. 2 outs, bases loaded. First pitch on the way, and that one gets in there, called strike 1. So Cash looking to strike him out a second time and save the run. Wind up pitch, and that one gets sent out to right center field, and that one rolls out quite a ways. 1 run in, 2 runs in, 3 runs coming around, and able to come in. And just like that, a well-placed hit puts 3 runs on for Mount Michael, ties it up. So 2 outs, tied now, and a runner on second. That brings up Ben Alessandro for Mount Michael. Wind up a pitch on the way, and that's high and inside for ball 1. Next pitch coming up, and that's outside. 2-0. Cash looking to bring it back in. Two outs, runner on second, tied at 3. Now we have that across the inside edge of the plate for strike 1. Wind up the next pitch on the way. Swing, and that gets popped up down the right field, down the first base line, wheeling in underneath it. Able to reel it in for out number 3, but not without doing damage and tying it up. 3-3 going into the bottom of the second inning, as the Warriors will be coming up to bat in just a moment right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County on Live, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTubes. Well, as they warm up, let's go ahead and say thank you to the sponsors, part of the BSDN Live, Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, and Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. Today's game is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust. We also want to say thank you to all the sponsors that have brought all the activities all year long and continue throughout the rest of the school year as we get ready, and we are officially in springtime. I want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, first baseman Caden Christian stepping up to bat to lead off for the bottom of the second inning for the Warriors. Warriors were enjoying a 3-0 going into the top of the second. Then off of 2 hits, the Knights were able to tie it up and strand a runner before we have come to this point. So Caden Christian stepping in as a left-handed batter. Wind up the pitch on the way, and that is low. 1-0. Another beautiful year out at Sam Crawford, and we'll see the grass green up. It's been pretty dry. Wind up, next pitch inside in the zone right there for strike one. 1-1. On deck for the Warriors is Willie Ullery. Wind up that pitch, and that one well short of the plate. 2-1 is the count. Jamison Berry continuing to pitch for the Knights. Next pitch on the way, and that one also low. 3-1 is the count. Leading off this inning, benefiting the Warriors. Waiting for the next pitch. Wind up, the pitch is on its way, and that one is inside for ball 4. So lead off batter gets a free base. That brings up Willie Ullery. The shortstop stepping into the batting box. Nobody out, runner on first. We're at the bottom of the second, tied at 3. I believe that's Jace Kaminsky. Yep, that is in the and next to bat. Showing bunt, pulls it back and called strike. So Ullery, that jump into that bunt was called strike because it was a little high. So 0-1 is the with nobody out, runner on first. See if he shows bunt again. Nope. And that one on the outside edge of the plate for strike number 2. Wind up and pitch, swing. And that was strike 3. But taking off before that, we do see the runner advanced to second. And that brings up Jace Kaminsky. Runner on second, 1 out. Tied at 3. On deck is Alex Berry. Pitch. That one is just drops right in there for strike 1. Pitcher pulls in, checks runner at second. Wind up on the way, and strike 2. He's dialed in that strike box for Kaminsky. Tied at 3, 1 out, runner on second. Warriors threatening to score again. Pitch, and that one is pulled down the third baseline foul, so that stays 0-2. More people keep filling in today. A beautiful day for baseball. It's after 5 o'clock, so see the after work crowd rolling in. That one's outside, ball one. 1-2 is the count, one out. Pitch on the way, swing, and that goes down the right field, down the first base line, and just outside of the glove, the right fielder. Throw, it gets past the second baseman, and then the tie is broken as Kaminsky brings Caden Christian in. So now with one out, Alex Berry stepping into the batting box. With one out, runner on second, Kaminsky on second, and the Warriors leading 4-3. That one gets thrown in there and called ball. So 1-0 is the count. Next pitch on the way, and that one just is right in there for strike one. 1-1, one out. Bottom of the second inning, Warriors lead 4-3 over the Knights. Next pitch on the way, and that one's high and inside. 2-1. Chasing Kaminsky back to second base. Pitcher had to stop off the bag. Wind up the pitch and swing and a miss. So count is even at 2. Next pitch on the way, and that one's high inside. Count goes full as we have one out. Runner on second. One runner has already come in for the inning for the Warriors. So here comes the payoff pitch. It's on its way, and that's low and outside. So now with one out, runners on first and second, and that brings in Quinn Shutt, the catcher for the Warriors.
The catcher, Quinn Shutt.
He was able to get onto base last inning. In fact, Alex Berry last inning was got the free base for the ball to the back of the helmet. One out, runners on first and second. Pitch on the way, and the slider drops in for strike one.
Go, Quinn.
Wind up the pitch coming in, and that one stays high. 1-1. Both teams with a 1-0 as they both traveled yesterday. Warriors now at home. No, Michael, I believe they go home tomorrow. We'll look at that. Then that swing takes it out to left center field. Kaminsky rounded the base. He's coming in, able to run that one in. So that extends the lead 5-3 for the Warriors. Now Griffin Hancock stepping up.
He's ready to get first base for your Warriors. Number 3, Jake Bohutch. Bohutch is ready for
So Boach, yep, he's stepping back out as a courtesy runner for Quinn Shutt. Griffin Hancock stepping up to bat. His first at bat, he tried to battle but got the strikeout. Looking to change that this time. 1 out, runners on first and second. 2 runs have come in so far for the Warriors, putting him with a 5-3 lead. First pitch on the way, swing, and that gets popped down the first base line, and it goes foul for strike 1.
Second pitch, getting there for a strike. Swing, and that goes down. Picked up by third base. The throw over to first is in time. But we'll call that a sacrifice. Second out, but that moves, advances both runners into scoring position. So Josh Fox stepping up to bat with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Wind up the pitch to Fox. Swing, and that one gets sent over to shortstop. The throw to first is called out. So close. Runners stranded on second and third. But that wraps up 2 innings. Warriors bring in 2 runs with a total of 3 hits. There was an error for Mount Michael, and so they have a total of 2 errors. And we will take a break and come back as we start the top of the 3rd inning. Warriors over the Knights 5-3 on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County on Live YouTube, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. All right, thank you for coming back to us on Sam Crawford Field, a home opener for the Warriors. Wahoo Bishop Newman taking on Mount Michael. Going to the top of the 3rd, Wahoo leading 5-3. Today's game is brought to us by Union Bank and Trust as the game sponsor. We also want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates. Go ahead and talk about them here in a little bit as well. Mount Michael at bat. So stepping in to the batter box, now taking a bit time, stepping back. First pitch on the way. That one's outside. And that is to Jamison Berry, the pitcher. So 1-0 is the count. Second pitch swung on and sent back. Fouls, 1-1. Wind up next pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. Again, I want to say thank you to all the more sponsors as we continue on. Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett. Next pitch coming in, that one's inside. Count goes even at 2. Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Swinging, that gets fouled back, stays even at 2. As we have Jamison Berry, pitcher, in the batting box. Next pitch on the way, swing, and that gets sent down the third base line, down to left field and able to get underneath it. Staring at the sun, but pulls it in for the out. Miles Weevil stepping up, the catcher for the Knights. 1 out, nobody on base. We're at the top of the third inning. Warriors leading over the Knights 5-3. First pitch, and that was inside for ball 1. 1-0. Next pitch, swing, and that gets sent out to right center field, stepping back into right field and able to get underneath it. Reels it in for out number 2. Two up, 2 down. Will Schieber, the first baseman, stepping into bat, but the Knights have been in this situation. Last inning, top of the second, they had a 2-out rally, bringing in 3 runs. Wind up that pitch inside for ball 1. Making Quinn have to reach after that one, chase down the ball. Wind up next pitch. Swing, and that gets popped straight up, and that's going to be out of play.
No, I know. I was just thinking maybe.
So 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, nobody on base. Wind up that pitch, swing, and gets fouled back.
Get yourself. Come on, kid.
We'll have to fix the camera in between innings here.
There you go.
That one's called as a ball. So the count goes even at 2. Next pitch on the way, high. So count goes full with 2 outs. So we're looking for the payoff pitch. Wind up the pitch on the way, swing, and that gets sent out to center field, and nice grab out there for out number 3. And that wraps up the top of the third inning. We'll come back. And the Warriors at bat, bottom of the third, right after this. Warriors leading over the Knights, 5-3 on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. All right, we took a moment to fix the camera angle a little bit. Wasn't too far off, but we want to be able to see every aspect we possibly can. But that is the challenge with baseball. Hit by a ball, just don't know what's going to happen next. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors part of our broadcast. Today's game is brought to us by Union Bank and Trust. Just want to say thank you to all of the Wahoo School Athletic Booster sponsors. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. All right, we're back as we're going to start off the bottom of the third inning. Stepping into the batting box, Brody Wimmer. Leadoff batter for the Warriors at this inning. Wind up the pitch, and that one is low, called ball. Next pitch on the way, and that one goes high, ball two. Both teams with a 1-0 record. Yesterday, Mount Michael at Nebraska City winning handily. Warriors at Wayne in extra innings winning. Swing and a miss. 2-1 is the count. Both teams have 3 hits. I think the error is what really causing the big difference. 2 errors on the Knights side. That pitch was low. 3-1. So Brody with the 3-1 count. Wind up the pitch, and that one is called right on the outside edge of the plate. Goes full. Wind up that pitch, swing, and that one gets loped in a nice place. Trying to run it. Throwing it over first base. Good thing for the catcher being there in time. Trying to draw the Brody over to second, but he didn't take the bait, so runner on first, nobody out. Designated batter DJ Ohm stepping into the batting box. Wind up, showing bunt, pulls back. Ball one. So 1-0, nobody out, runner on first. Slight breeze in the outfield. Breeze kind of stopped here in the infield. Getting more shadow. Swing and a miss. And so strike, the throw out to first, is able to catch Brody off base for the out. So 1-1, 1 out now. Nobody on base. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning. No, bottom of the third inning. Swing, and that one goes down the third base line foul. So 1-2. Where he's able to hold the Knights to no runs, the top of the third inning. Swing, and that one gets sent out and drops, goes past the left fielder. Wrapping around first on his way to second, a stand-up double right there for DJ Home. And if only they didn't catch the runner at first, Brody Wimmer, if he was not able to if he would have been able to get back on base, we would have had another score there. But 1 out, runner on second, and there's a timeout. And we will have a pitching change for the Knights. Coming out to pitch for the Knights is Paxton Chamberlain, senior. So Jamison Berry stepping back into the dugout. No other changes that I can see at this point. So we will see a little bit of warm-up, and then Paxton Chamberlain, the senior, stepping on the mound to pitch for the Knights. Again, today's game sponsor is Union Bank and Trust. The Warriors are going to be coming back and playing at home tomorrow. And so that's going to be an earlier game. They've changed kind of the time frame because of the heat. So Lincoln Northwest is coming in to play tomorrow. They've flipped things around a little bit and starting JV at 10 and anticipating varsity starting at noon. So just a kind of a programming change, so we'll be able to go on at noon for that. Again, say thank you to the sponsors, Union Bank and Trust being today's game sponsor, but all of the sponsors that are part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Today's game, the first pitch was at 4:31, 86 degrees at that time. Temps have slid just a hair since then. It's now 83 degrees. But still, tomorrow, the heat is supposed to really be a problem, as we're going to be into the 90s during baseball in springtime. We're not supposed to be experiencing that until July. All right, runner on second, 1 out. First pitch, swing, and that gets fouled back. So, at bat, Caden Christian steps back into the batting box. The pitch on the way, swing, and that gets fouled and into past the road behind us to the left. So 0-2 is the count.
I probably could have just stayed on.
Ready for the pitch. It's on its way, and that one's low. 1-2 is the count. 1 out, runner on second. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one gets driven over to first. The chase and safe. He beat the run. And so that puts, with 1 out, runners on the corners. So shortstop Willie Aldery stepping up to bat, the sophomore from Bishop Newman. Steps back out, takes time. Now back into the batting box. 1 out, runners on the corner. The throw goes over to first, not in time.
I drove by earlier on the Ranger. You hear it drive by like 1 o'clock. Yeah, I drove the Ranger to town too.
Baxton Chamberlain now pitching for the Knights.
If he had a leash, you could have brought him in. Other people are bringing dogs.
Showing bunt, pulls it back, strike. With that strike, though, runner advances. Now we have 2 runners in scoring positions, first and second and third. 1 out, no balls, 1 strike. Ullery at bat. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one goes down the first base line, stays in bounds, and so brings in 2 runs and gets onto second base. 2 RBI double right there down the first base line, and it just pops over the first base, lands on the chalk in the outfield, stays fair, and a great way to be able to bring in 2 runs, extends the lead 7-3. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Chase Kaminsky stepping up to bat.
No, I don't see him yet.
So 1 out and runner on second at this point. Pitch inside. Ball 1. Warriors looking really good so far. Second pitch swung and fouled straight back. 1-1.
Thatch, watch for your brother. Yeah, he's got a trailer on him with him.
Next pitch, and that's low and outside. 2-1. 1 out, runner on second. Alex Berry on deck. Chase Kaminsky in the box. Swing, and that one gets sent out past the shortstop into left field. Run coming around and slides in. Did not have to. So Chase Kaminsky with an RBI. And with that, Alex Berry stepping up. 1 out, runner on first. 8-3, 5-point lead at the bottom of the third inning for the Warriors.
Oh, right there. Owen. Owen. Owen's right there.
Showing bunt, is able to bunt it, drops it right there. The throw over to first is in time. That advances Kaminsky to second. 2 outs. So the catcher Quinn Shutt stepping into the batting box with 2 outs, runner on second.
Griff's going to be up here. He's on deck.
Go, Quinn.
Griffin Hancock on deck. Jace Kaminsky a good lead. That pitch comes low and inside for ball 1. Next pitch, wind up swing, and that goes down the third base line, stays fair. Throw goes over to first and not able to be picked up. So safe at first, and that brings in Jace Kaminsky for the next run. 9-3. 2 outs. Griffin Hancock stepping up to bat. And with that, we will have courtesy runner Jacob Bohach stepping over to first base. So Quinn Shutt can go get set up in case he needs to get in the catching position soon. Griffin Hancock stepping in. Struck out the first time, sacrificed second time. Can't sacrifice this time. Swing, and that gets sent out to right field. And not caught. Stopped, so nice hit there and puts runners on the corners. With that, Josh Fox stepping into the batting box. 2 outs. Warriors lead over the Knights 9-3. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Waiting for that first pitch. Pitch on the way, and that one's high inside for ball 1. Again, Paxton Chamberlain stepped on the mound. Partially a third of the way through this inning. Next pitch, swing, and that gets sent over to the right field. Just popped in, and second base rolls over. Grabs it for the out. Stranding runners on the corners, but not without getting some damage done. 4 runs come in for the Warriors at the bottom of the third. Puts them ahead 9-3 with 10 hits, no errors. We'll come back as we go to the top of the 4th inning, and the Knights trying to battle their way back. It is Warrior Baseball right here on BSDN Live, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Want to say thank you to everybody who's out there watching us online, but also a great time here. A lot of great individuals out in the stands. Mount Michael close enough that a lot of travelers and, of course, a lot of people supporting the Warriors from Wahoo Public and Bishop Neumann. Today's game is brought to us by Union Bank and Trust. Want to say thank you to all of the Wahoo Public Schools Athletic Booster sponsors: JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shed Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Stepping into the batting box for the Knights is Nolan Joslin. First pitch on the way, and that one is low and gets away for ball one. So 1-0, top of the fourth inning. Next pitch, also called ball. 2-0.
Just go to the shed, then I'll just go and call him. He must have went to the shed.
Wind up pitch, and that one on the edge of the plate for strike one.
Yes, I think so.
We're at the top of the fourth inning. Warriors 9-3 lead over the Knights. And that pitch well outside. Now pitching for the Warriors, Cash Parsons continues to pitch. So that's 3-1. Swing, and that one gets sent out to center field, getting underneath it and able to reel it in for the out. So one out, nobody on base. The Knights bring in Camden Cerrone, stepping into the batting box. We're at the top of the fourth inning again. Thank you for joining us at Sam Crawford Field. Early spring, but it feels like midsummer. Wind up that pitch, and that one is low, gets away for ball one. Good thing nobody's on base. Wind up next pitch, and that one's a little high outside. 2-0. Next pitch on the way, and he found the middle on that one. 2-1 is the count with one out, nobody on base. Next pitch coming in, stayed in the middle, swing, and that gets fouled back for strike number two. Counts even at 2. Next pitch coming in, swing, and that one gets sent out. Shortstop, it jumps, gets over the shoulder of the shortstop. Just hit the lip of the grass just right and popped up. And that is a base for the Knights. One out. Runner on first. Paxton Chamberlain, the pitcher, stepping in. Took over as pitching duties. Top of the inning for the Knights. First pitch on the outside. Throw gets away from him over to first, and so that's a free base. So that sends Camden Cerrone over to second base. So we have a 1-0, 1 out, runner on second. Next pitch comes in, showing bunt. Pulls that back. Ball number 2. Low and outside. Warriors looking to maintain this lead. There's an unusual sight here at the ballpark, seeing the train go through. Swing, and that one jumps out. Second base picks it up. Throw over to first is in time. But the sacrifice does put a runner on third. And that brings up freshman Colin Joslin. A shot stop for Mount Michael. Wind up the pitch, and that one's low for ball 1. Next pitch, swing, and that one gets sent out to center field, wheeling underneath it and reels it in for out number 3. So, 1 hit, 1 error, no runs, stranding a runner on third. We wrap up 3.5. Warriors lead 9-3 as we come to the bottom of the 4th inning. After we say thank you to all of our sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner. And that is of every activity that we stream, every sports that we've done, from football, volleyball, softball, basketball, as well as baseball now. So again, thank you to the sponsors. You can see them always there in every activity, and make it so you can go back and watch over and over and over again without any cost to you. So again, that is what we like to do. So again, you say thank you to those sponsors when you're out and about. Today's game sponsor is Union Bank and Trust. I also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, stepping up to bat for the Warriors. Leadoff batter for this inning is Brody Wimmer. Sophomore from Bishop Newman. Train had a free view of the baseball game for a little bit there. And we're about ready to start the pitch of the bottom, first pitch of the bottom of the 4th inning. And that comes in called strike. So first pitch to Wimmer, strike right down the middle. Wind up the next pitch, swing, and that gets right down the center, past the shoulder of the pitcher, into center field for a base hit. That brings up the 9th in the batting lineup, our designated hitter, DJ Ohm. Nobody out, runner on first. Throw goes over to first. Not in time. Wimmer able to get back on the bag. Pitch on the way. In there for a ball, and the catcher just not able to hold on to it. So that one opens up a base, so that puts Wimmer on second base. 1-0. Second pitch outside for ball 2. So 2-0. Nobody out. Runner on second. Bottom of the 4th inning. Next pitch on the way. Swing, and that one gets chipped out to shortstop. Throw goes over to first in time for the out. So that holds Wimmer at second base. Top of the batting lineup. Caden Christian, top of the order, stepping in the batting box. Wind up the pitch, and that one's high outside for ball 1. So 1-0, 1 out, runner on second. Next pitch, swing, and that one gets sent out to center field, wheeling over and able to pull it in for the out number 2. Shortstop Willie O'Leary now stepping into the batting box. With 2 outs, runners on second. An hour and a half into the game so far. Warriors leading 9-3. Swing, and he just pulled that one straight out to left field. And that was an easy catch for the 3rd out. Wraps up 4 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. Warriors hold the lead 9-3 going into the top of the 5th. I'm going to take a little break right here on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Thank you for being a part of our broadcasts. Thank you for being out here with us at Sam Crawford Field, the home opener for the Warriors. Wahoo Bishop Neumann co-op team facing off against the Mount Michael Knights. Top of the 5th inning, Warriors lead 9-3, and pitching change for the Warriors. Braylon Paces, freshman from Public, stepping on the mound. So we will go ahead and see how this all pans out, as the Warriors do have a pretty good cushion going into the 5th inning. Both teams with a 1-0 record, so somebody's gonna have a 1-1, somebody's gonna have a 2-1 at the end of this one. Game sponsor for tonight is Union Bank and Trust. Leading off the fifth for the Knights is Noah Troster, the junior. One of the many juniors for the Knights. Here comes the first pitch, and that one swung on over the head of shortstop into left center field. Rounding first to second and slides in. So an infield double, first pitch, first hit, top of the fifth. Third baseman, Ben Alessandro stepping into bat. Nobody out, runner now on second. Pitch comes in, that one gets in there for a strike one. Nice pitch right on the inside edge. Oh, 1. Swing and that, oh no, I'm sorry. Pitch comes in, that was just too far inside. 1-1 now. Checking the runner at second. Pitch comes in across the edge, inside edge of the plate for strike two. 2-1, or 1-2, I'm sorry, with no outs, runner on second. We're at the top of the fifth. And that pitch hit by, he jumps over it, but goes all the way to the backstop and advances the runner. So the count goes even. Good job of Alessandro doing a bit of dance to get a void on that one. Could have easily been a hit by pitch on that. Counts even at 2. 1 out, runner on third. Next pitch comes in, swing, and that one gets sent over into right field. Good throw. Get past the first baseman all the way to home plate. Now that holds the runner off. So bat staying at third. So up to bat, Jamison Berry started off as pitcher for the Knights. One out, runner on first. Pitch comes in, that's called a ball. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Put a little heat on that one. Wind up pitch, and that one is way outside. All the way to the backstop. Behind the batter. And so that brings in a run for the Knights, and now 9-4. 2-1 is the count. Swing, and that one gets sent straight out. Drops just before right field and then bounces, so that puts a runner now back on first. So with 1 out, 1 run has come in. We have a runner on first, and the catcher, Miles Weevil, stepping up to bat for the Knights. So Raylan Pecos, freshman. Learning control in a tough situation here, but he has a little bit of a gap with now a 5-point lead, 5-score lead. 2-0. Working to give everybody a little experience here, I guess. Throw goes over to first. Not in time.
Go big.
2-0 on the way. That's high. 3-0. One run so far coming in for. That one was close to throw over to first, just not quite in time. Called safe. Here comes the 3-0. Nope, goes over to first. Pitch on the way. And that one. Free base. One out. Now we have runners on first and second.
Hey, work ahead, B.
Will Schreiber stepping up to bat for.
Timeout on the field.
Oh, but not before a timeout. So, looks like we do have a pitching change. Coming up to pitch now is number 10, Josh Fox, stepping on to the mound. So we will take a moment here and come back as we do a bit of a warm-up. Top of the fifth inning, Warriors with a 9-4 lead over the Mount Michael Knights right here on BSDN Live, Saunders County, and online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTubes. All right, Josh Fox is warmed up, ready to go. Again, we have runners on first and second. One out. Stepping into the batting box, first baseman Will Schreiber. Nope, still having a conversation with the umpire as we are placing people around. Josh Fox came over from third base, I believe. Making sure all the notes are correct.
This brand is the best, I think. I don't either. Not at all. Yeah, the bigs I think have the best flavor.
Taking a little bit longer for this time to be able to get everybody accounted for. Fox trying to keep his arm warm. All right, now looks like we are ready for play. 1 out, runners on first and second from the top of the 5th inning. Fox taking over on the pitching duties. First pitch on the way, and that one's inside for ball 1. Right there at the edge of the plate, just too far inside, so we can see what he's doing, throwing on the sidearm there. Next pitch, that one stays high. 2-0. Next pitch on the way, still a little high. 3-0.
Go in, Josh, you're good.
Wind up that pitch, and that's inside too far. Free base, loads the bases with 1 out.
Go, Josh.
Tying run on deck.
Josh, you got this.
Right now, Nolan Joslin stepping up to bat. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fox's first pitch comes in, swings, and that gets chipped out to third base. Goes over, tags the force out, but 1 run does come in. So 2 outs, bases loaded.
Timeout on the field.
So another timeout on the field. Ball bounced, and Kaminsky walking it off. And that's bringing in Camden Cerrone for the Knights. 2 outs, bases loaded. We're at the top of the 5th. 2 runs come in so far for the Knights. Warriors looking to stop that. 9-5 lead for the Warriors. Wind up, the pitch comes in, and that one just too far inside for ball 1.
Good pitch, Josh.
Come on, Blue.
Pitch is on its way, and that one stays inside as well. 2-0.
You're good, Josh. Make your adjustment, buddy.
Next pitch, swing, and that one gets sent out. Picked up by Kaminsky, tags out. So the bases loaded, able to get that 3rd out, but 2 runs do come in. Warriors maintain the lead, 9-5, as we will come back. Bottom of the 5th inning with the Warrior bats. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Union Bank and Trust. They're all part of the Wahoo Public Schools Athletic Booster Club, bringing you all of our games and activities for free. Right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Want to say thank you to all the sponsors, including JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett. Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. All right, we are back. Starting off with Jace Kaminsky from third base. Leadoff batter, the bottom of the 5th inning for the Warriors. Trying to work to extend that lead again. Still a 4-run lead for the Warriors. The Knights did work back to be able to get within that. 2 runs at the top of the 5th. First pitch comes in, drops in for a strike. Wind up, the next pitch comes in. That one also called strike. Drops in there, a good looking pitch. Kaminsky laying off of both of those. Wind up, next pitch, swing. He sends that out to right field, getting in underneath it, and it's reeled in for the first out. Right fielder Alex Berry stepping out to bat. Nobody on base, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Wind up that pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Wind up second pitch, that was low outside, but 1-1 is the count. Swing and sends that down over third base, picks it up, throw over to first, is in time for the out. So 2 outs, nobody on base. Quinn Shutt, the catcher, stepping into bat. Been able to get onto base every time he's been up. Two outs, nobody on base. We're at the bottom of the 5th inning. Warriors 9-5 lead. First pitch in there for a strike. Took a little bit, but Paxton Chamberlain warming up into that pitching stretch there. Next pitch comes in, back in there for a strike. 0-2, 2 outs, nobody on base. Now a swing, and that is sent out to center field, and that's going and it's going all the way to the fence. Wrapped around first, and the stand-up double. So with that, I do imagine that we're going to see Jacob Bohatch running out. Nope, we're going to see somebody else. Will Sanderson going out as a courtesy runner. So Quinn can come in and get ready. Griffin Hancock is stepping up to bat. 2 outs, runner on second. So Griffin Hancock needing to get onto base, keep this inning alive for the Warriors. That pitch high outside for ball 1.
I played right field. He's talking the whole game. Back up.
Next pitch on the way, and that one called strike, low on the outside edge of the plate. Another pitch in there, and that one is low for ball 2. 2-1, 2 outs, runner on second. Swing, and that one gets loped out into short center. And he's able to, with an error over to first, get to second, brings in the run. Now the Warriors with a 10-5 lead. 2 outs, runner on second. So Griffin able to get the double. Josh Fox, the pitcher, stepping into the batting box with 2 outs, runner on second. 1 run has come in so far, the bottom of this inning for the Warriors. That pitch drops right in for a strike. Off speed, just drops at the right point, gets in there. Next pitch, swing, and that one gets fouled. Strike 2. So 0-2, 2 outs. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that wraps up the inning. So with a hit, a run, no errors, Warriors lead going into the top of the 6th inning, 10-5. We'll be back in just a moment right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors who are part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Again, making sure that you can watch all of the activities on all of the streaming platforms that we use. So stepping into the batting box, leading off batter for the Knights at the top of the 6th is the pitcher, Paxton Chamberlain. Fox with getting the call. Wind up the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Yep. And then ball comes back. Quinn Shutt taking a tumble on that one. So it must have tapped it, and it just hit Quinn poorly. So dangers of being a catcher, because everybody's throwing the ball at you. It's a great day out at Sam Crawford Field. First pitch was at 4:31. It was 86 degrees. Now it's about 81 degrees. Sun is moving off and starting to see some shadows on the field. 0-1 is the count. Everybody's getting ready to get back into it. Fox wind up the pitch on the way. That one's high. 1-1. Wind up that next pitch, swing, and that gets fouled back. 1-2 is the count. Nobody on base. Again, leadoff batter is Mount Michael's current pitcher, Paxton Chamberlain. Senior. Warriors leading 10-5. That pitch called ball, so it counts even at 2. Of course, the crowd didn't like that.
Good pitch, John.
Yeah, you can wipe it down. I'd go with Arby's here. Ooh, I would.
Arby's could come here. We're big in Arby's.
Wind up the next pitch comes in, and that one's outside. Count goes full.
Oh, really?
Come on, Josh. Go. Just throw.
Wind up next pitch, swing, and that one gets sent out into center field. Rolls all the way back to the fence, wrapped around first, on his way to second, and gets cut off. So stand-up double. A leadoff double for the Knights. Nobody out. Now we have the shortstop, Colin Joslin, stepping into the batting box. Freshman for the Knights. Future talent right there. Wind up pitch on the inside, gets all the way back to the backstop and throws a free base over for Paxton Chamberlain. With nobody out, Chamberlain on third. 1-0 the count. Knights threatening to bring somebody else in. Wind up that pitch, comes in, swing, and that gets fouled down the first base line. And that's just out of reach, not able to play that one. 1-1. Nobody out. And a runner on third. We're at the top of the sixth inning. Fox looking to coach to figure out the pitch, and so he's ready. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one gets popped up. And getting underneath it, reeling it in out of bounds, but still able to get it out off the first base side. So, one down. Runner still on third, Noah Troster. Now stepping into the batter. Second baseman, top of the order. Wind up that pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One out, runner on third. Next pitch on the way, and that one low inside. 1-1.
And it wasn't like the floor was clean to begin with.
Now we have found the middle. 1-2. One out, runner on third. Again, we're at the top of the sixth inning on this beautiful night. Tomorrow, Lincoln Northwest coming to town, but they moved the games earlier and flipped them around. Next pitch, and that one sent down to third base, sent over to first, and that is in time, but not without the sacrifice bringing the runner in. So now 2 out, 1 run in, nobody on base. Ben Alessandro stepping in to bat for the Knights. Wind up that pitch, swing, and that one gets sent out. Shortstop picks it up, throw over to first, well in time for the 3rd out. So the Warriors coming back to bat at the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 10-6. Again, we want to say thank you to all of the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Union Bank and Trust. Also want to say thank you to the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Warriors Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. 5.5 complete. Warriors maintain a 4-score lead, 10-6. And they will be at bat. Leading off for their batting would be, let's see, I believe it's going to be the center fielder, Brody Wimmer. Warriors having a good showing so far. But we have to say that Paxton Chamberlain has been doing a good job of slowing them down. The first 3 innings was obviously 9 of their runs. The past couple innings limited to 1. First pitch, swing, and that one gets sent underneath the second base glove for a base hit. So that brings us to the bottom of the rotation, and DJ Oam, the designated hitter, stepping in to bat. Nobody out, runner on first. Wind up pitch, showing bunt. And tried to repeat what they did a couple innings ago. Not pulling that one off a second time. So 1-0 is the count. The throw over to first not in time. Wimmer able to get back on. Showing bunt again. 2-0. Getting ready, showing bunt. He bumps that one and almost right back to me. So that would be considered a strike. You know, in banana ball, since it was caught by the members in the crowd, it would have been considered out, but glad we're not playing that. Showing a bunt again, and that bunt goes down the first base side. Not able to pick it up and able to get the base. So Chamberlain not able to pick up the bunt. And so that puts Ohm on first. Now we do have a courtesy runner, Brody Milliken, stepping out to first base to run for Owen.
He's running at first base for the Warriors. Number 16, Brody Milliken.
So nobody out, runners on first and second.
Top of the order, the first baseman, Caden Christian.
Caden Christian, top of the order, stepping into the bat, the left-hander.
I know, it sucks.
Kristen and I ate there the day before we traveled up. And I about died. And I didn't even get fries. All I got was a burger. And it was
Wind up showing bunt again, and is able to bunt it straight down. The throw is off the mark. So that advances. We have one run in, and now runners on the corners. Nobody out. One run comes in. Warriors 11-6 lead. And that brings up Willie Ulrey into the to bat with Jace Kaminsky on deck. Warriors with a 5-run lead, bottom of the 6th inning. Shortstop Ulrey at bat. Nobody out, runners on the corners. Bottom of the 6th, 11-6. Showing bunt, is able to bunt that down the third base line. A great bunt. So with that, brings in Brody Milliken. And now we have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Jace Kaminsky at bat, but there is going to be a conference on the mound. We'll give them a moment. We'll come back, say thank you to the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, and bsdnlive.com. And we'll be back after the pitching change. Stepping on to the mound, Noah Strickland for the Knights. He is a senior. One more pitch on that warm-up. Again, the Warriors, nobody out. 2 runs have come in, bottom of the 6th inning. Runners on first and second. Jace Kaminsky stepping into bat.
We go to the pretty top, scrape off the flat spot.
Notch in like stairs all the way up.
The first kid falls off the cliff.
Well, first pitch on the way, showing bunt, and that gets popped straight up, hits the back fence for strike number one. Bunting has been doing well for the Warriors this inning. See if he shows bunt this time. Again, yep, he does. Pulls it back. And that one gets past the catcher. So that advances the runners. Now, runners on second and third. Nobody out. Counts even as 1-1. Alex Berry on deck. Kaminsky, Jace Kaminsky in the batting box. That pitch and that one just too low. 2-1. Swinging that one out to center field, and it is able to be reeled in. Throw is able to make it all the way to home plate. Holds the runners on second and third. Right fielder Alex Berry stepping into the batting box with one out. Runners on second and third. Warriors with a 12-6 lead. Bottom of the sixth inning. 17 runs or hits for the Warriors compared to 7 for the Knights. Knights also have 4 errors to 1 for the Warriors. First pitch comes in and is called strike. Again, one out. Runners on second and third. Next pitch, and that's low inside. 1-1. Catcher Quinn Shutt on deck. Quinn has been able to get on base every attempt that he has made, so we'll see if he's able to get that opportunity here. Wind up the pitch, and that's outside. 2-1. Next pitch, and that one on the inside edge of the plate. Count goes even at 2. Another pitch, and that one called strike. Looked a little inside, but said it still was on the line of the plate. So 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Quinn Shutt. Again, every time he's stepped up to the plate, he's been able to get onto base. See if he's able to maintain that streak right here today. Wind up the pitch, and that one's inside. 1-0. Next pitch, and that one's outside. Doesn't go far enough away from the catcher, so everybody stays put. Two-oh. 3-0.
No.
And inside, but on the edge of the plate for strike one. 3-1. Shutt just holding off of on that one.
I was here at the game once and somebody said something in the umpire. He turned on. He wasn't.
Next pitch in there for a called strike two. Count is full, 2 outs. Full count, runners on second and third. And now we have a payoff pitch. Who's that going to pay off for? Wind up, pitch, swing, and he sends that out. Center field, it drops in. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Yes. A 2-run double for Quinn Shutt. That brings them 14-6. Now Quinn has a courtesy runner coming out, and that is Will Sanderson. So 2 outs, runner on second. 4 runs have come in for the Warriors, bottom of the 6th inning. 14-6. Wind up that pitch. That one gets called as a strike. 2 outs. Pitch comes in, swings, and that gets sent high out to center field. Adjusting underneath it and pulling in the out. Well, that's 3 outs. That takes us through 6 complete. Warriors with a 14-6 lead going into the top of the 7th inning. Again, want to say thank you to the sponsors that are bringing us the broadcast, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. Tonight's game sponsor is Union Bank and Trust. We want to say thank you also to all the sponsors, including JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Welcome back as we are getting ready to start top of the 7th inning. Warriors just working 3 outs at a time. Leadoff batter for the Knights, Jamison Berry, original pitcher for the Knights. (14-6), Warriors with the lead. Fox with first pitch, swung on and popped foul. 0-1 is the leadoff count.
Mom, you don't have to stay there talking to if you playing JV. You're playing JV.
Next pitch, outside and low, 1-1. Next pitch in there, and that's a little too low. 2-1.
No, we can't take your truck yet. Mom blocked you.
Next pitch, swing and a miss. Counts even at 2.
I blocked that in so you can take my phone.
Swing, and that one gets sent out. Picked up by the third, almost picked up by third baseman. Not handled by Jace Kaminsky. So that does put a runner on first.
The catcher, Miles Weevil.
Catcher Miles Weevil stepping in to bat for the Knights. Nobody out, runner on first. Top of the 7th inning. Fox checking runner and called a balk. So free base on that. So that moves a runner to second. Pitch on the way. That one's low. Gets away from the catcher. So that ball costs a base as well. So that puts Jamison Berry over to third base.
Come on, Josh. Finish it off.
Yeah, he was cool here in the first game of the game when we lost the other last.
That one is right across the top of the numbers, across the plate. So 1-1. Nobody out. Runner on third. Next pitch on the way. Swing, and that gets fouled back. 1-2. We will stepping back into the batting box. And swings, and that one gets sent over. Picked up by Chase Kaminsky. The throw over to first is in time for the out, but the sacrifice does bring a run in. So 1 out, now nobody on base.
The first baseman, Will Schieber.
Will Schieber, first baseman for the Knights, stepping in to bat. First pitch comes in, swing, and that one is picked up by Kaminsky. Throw over to first. In time for out number 2. So 2 outs, 1 run came in. Nobody on base at this point. And now we have Nolan Joslin for the Knights in the batting box. Warriors wanting to wrap this inning up. Fox with a pitch. Swing, and that gets popped straight up out to center field, and easy catch for the shortstop.
You want Subway? Talk to the bank over here. Catcher. I'm gonna go.
And that wraps up our game. Congratulations, Warriors move to 2-0. Knights 1-1. Well, we want to say thank you to all of the sponsors that are a part of the Warrior Athletic Booster Club, bringing you all of these activities for free. Tonight's game sponsor, again, is Union Bank and Trust. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, including JEO, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, First Bank of Nebraska, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett,
Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth, Molly Construction. After 6.5 innings, the Warriors put the Knights away 14-7 out here at Sam Crawford Field. They'll be back at it tomorrow in the heat. Again, Lincoln Northwest coming out. They're flipping things around and playing earlier. The JV's playing at 10, so the varsity can play at noon, trying to beat the heat of the day. And again, you can watch it all on bsdnlive.com and Saunders County Online Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. And that's going to wrap up my time here.